All right, Bama fans, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, here with you on a Sunday, having this conversation with you, the Crimson Tide fan base. The biggest contributing factor as to why Alabama did not make the 12-team college football playoff. We have seen the bracket go up. We've seen SMU get in over Alabama. Of course, the Mustangs will play Penn State in round one of the college football playoff. But for me, the biggest contributing factor as to why Alabama did not get in, the loss to Oklahoma on the road in Norman, where Alabama only mustered up 3 points, losing 3-24. That was the biggest contributing factor right there. If Alabama beats Oklahoma, it's in the playoff, right? I know so many people look at, but Steve, in the loss to Vandy, I don't think the loss to Vandy hurt that bad. Vandy ended up being 6-6. They're in a bowl game. I don't think the loss to Vanderbilt hurt that bad. The loss to Tennessee, that was a quality loss. That didn't hurt. Why? Tennessee is in the college football playoff. But the loss to Oklahoma, that one did Alabama in. That one was the nail in the coffin. That one was the one, because if Alabama goes on the road to Norman, Oklahoma, to Memorial Stadium, and they handle the Sooners, this was an Oklahoma team that had 14 players that did not play. They were out due to injury. This is an Oklahoma team that had its offensive coordinator fired before that game even happened. This is an Oklahoma team that went in that shouldn't have even been on the same field with the Crimson Tide. But Alabama goes up to Norman, Oklahoma. It plays uninspired. It plays flat. It does not dominate. It does not come out with that fire, with that passion, with that wanting to be there. It did not perform up to the standard. It was outplayed. It was outcoached. It was unprepared. And because of that loss hurt Alabama. It bit them, and it bit them badly. Because if you beat Oklahoma and you beat Auburn, you're in the SEC championship game in Atlanta with a chance to compete for a conference championship. And let's say you win the SEC championship game, or even if you lose the SEC title game, there's a shot where you're still playing for, the college football playoff. But the fact that you lose to Oklahoma, that loss right there hurt this program. That loss right there hurt this team. That's the biggest contributing factor as to why Alabama did not make the playoffs. Where does Alabama go to from here, Bama Nation? Simple. You're going to have to get all of the players bought into, or the players that want to play, bought into playing this game, right? Because you're going to have some that feel like, I don't want to play in this game. I don't need to play in this game. Let me opt out, get my body prepared for the NFL draft, the NFL combine, the Senior Bowl, for the next level of my football career. And for those players who feel that way, that's fine. Let them opt out. Let them prepare their body for the NFL combine, for the Senior Bowl, for the Hula Bowl, for the East-West Shrine Bowl, for the NFL draft. That's fine. The NCAA transfer portal opens on Monday. You're going to probably have quite a few guys that want to opt out, hit the portal. That's fine. For the ones that are 10 toes down on wanting to be a part of this Alabama football program and wanting to play for the brand of the Script A, for the love of the game, the passion of the game, the passion of the program, those are the players you work with. And for Coach DeBoer, this is now your time to set in your culture. Set in your culture, Coach DeBoer. Set that in now. Who wants to play for me? Who wants to play for this program? Who's about Alabama? It's time, Kalen DeBoer. Set in your culture now. Now is the time for that Kalen DeBoer era of Alabama football. What does it need to look like now in terms of from this bowl game entering into the offseason? And Nick Saban, he went through this before, right? 2010, the season didn't go the way Alabama wanted it to go. You had 3 losses that year. What did Alabama do? They went down to the Capital One Orange Bowl and they beat the brakes off of Michigan State 49-7, and that springboarded Alabama to the next 2 seasons, 2011 and 2012, going back-to-back national championships. 2019, that season didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Tua Tagovailoa has a series of injuries throughout the year, including a hip injury. Mac Jones plays in the Iron Bowl. He starts that game, has a strong game, 4 touchdowns, but he has 2 pick sixes. Everybody talking about, well, Mac ain't no good. Mac ain't this. Mac ain't that. Mac Jones should not be the quarterback in 2020. What does Mac Jones and that team do? They buy all the way in. They go down to the Citrus Bowl to end the 2019 season. You whoop up on Michigan and Jim Harbaugh 35-16, and that springboarded you into the 2020 season. Despite the coronavirus pandemic, you win a national championship. So it's not like Alabama has not been through this before, but here's your shot, King and DeBoer. Inject your culture. Set your culture and how you want Alabama football to look here moving forward. This is going to be the most pivotal, the most highly anticipated offseason where Alabama football is concerned in a long time. This is going to be a highly anticipated offseason. But the biggest contributing factor to me why Alabama is not in the playoff, that loss to Oklahoma in Norman. If that's not on the schedule, Alabama's in the field, y'all. Because that loss happened, Alabama's not in the field. So what do? You pick up the pieces, you move forward. It starts with finding out who wants to be in this bowl game, who wants to play for Alabama, who wants to move forward and have this thing set up better for the years to come, starting off next spring. And after you find those players, Coach DeBoer, set your culture in motion. That's what you got to do right now in terms of Alabama football here moving forward. But this is yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, just coming on here, giving my thoughts on the biggest contributing factor as to why Alabama did not get into the playoff and also where Alabama needs to go to from here.